Ladies and gentlemen, there is a question echoing across generations, continents, and cultures, a question that stirs the soul and troubles the mind. What is the key to living my future? I stand before you today to declare that the answer is not far from you. It is not in the stars or the systems, not buried in textbooks or found in titles. The key is within you. Most people live life with the belief that their future lies somewhere far away, hidden in a job they haven't gotten yet, a city they haven't moved to, or a goal they've yet to achieve. This belief leads them to chase after something external, hoping that one day they will arrive at success. But the truth is more profound. Your future is not ahead of you. It is trapped inside you. You do not pursue your future, you release it. Every human being is born with a deposit of divine potential, like a seed carrying an entire forest. You were created with a future inside of you waiting to be discovered and expressed. This means that you are not here to find purpose. You are here to fulfill what you already carry. The future is not something you invent. It is something you uncover. It was planted in you before you were even born. This understanding shifts your focus from external pursuits to internal discovery. Instead of asking, what should I do with my life? You begin to ask, what have I been given that the world needs? Your gifts, passions, natural inclinations, and even your pain, these are all clues to what is hidden within you. But unlocking this internal future requires a change in mindset. Society often teaches us that our success depends on what we acquire: degrees, titles, followers, fame. But true success is fulfilling the assignment you were born to complete. It's not about how far you go, but how true you are to your original design. When you understand that your future is in you, you stop trying to compete, copy, or compare. Instead, you begin to cultivate uniqueness. This is why self-awareness is one of the most powerful forms of education. To know yourself is to begin discovering the blueprint of your destiny. When you ignore what's inside you, you live by default. But when you discover your internal future, you begin to live by design. Think about the greatest innovators, leaders, and world changers. They did not just follow trends, they tapped into something within themselves that already existed. They did not go looking for the future outside of them. They listened to the voice within. And once they understood it, they acted on it. So the question is not, where am I going? But what is already in me that I have yet to release? The difference between a successful life and a wasted one is not found in luck or chance, but in the courage to look within and bring out what was placed there by design. You are not waiting on the future. Your future is waiting on you. The sooner you understand that your future is internal, the sooner you will stop chasing and start creating. The world does not need another copy. It needs the original you. And your future is the proof that you were born for a reason. Vision is one of the most misunderstood, yet most powerful forces in the human experience. It is not limited to what the physical eyes can see. In fact, this true vision has nothing to do with your sight. It is a revelation born in the mind and spirit. While sight shows you what is, vision shows you what could be. Sight sees the present, vision sees the potential. This distinction is critical because if you rely only on your natural eyes, you will always be limited by your current reality. But when you live with vision, you begin to operate beyond limitations, beyond circumstances, and beyond the noise of what surrounds you. Vision is the blueprint of your future. Just as an architect creates detailed plans before a building is constructed, your vision is the divine plan of your life that must be captured before it can be lived. You cannot build a future you have not seen. Every successful person you admire first saw something that didn't exist, something invisible to others, and chose to believe in it until it became real. They lived from the inside out. The tragedy of many lives is not a lack of talent, resources, or opportunity, but a lack of vision. Where there is no vision, people wander. They drift through life following trends, fads, and the expectations of others, but they never truly live intentionally. They confuse motion with direction and activity with purpose. Vision gives you focus. It gives your decisions weight and your time value. Without it, you may be busy, but you won't be effective. And here's the truth: your vision doesn't come from the outside world. It comes from within you. It is often born in quiet moments, stirred by reflection, faith, and a hunger for meaning. That's why external noise must be silenced to hear the whisper of purpose. Vision speaks when distraction is absent. If you want to discover your future, you must be still enough to see what your heart is trying to reveal. When you catch a vision, it becomes your personal compass. It governs what you say yes to and what you walk away from. It births discipline. When others are chasing everything, you are focused on one thing. Vision simplifies your life because it narrows your path. It keeps you from wasting years on pursuits that don't align with your destiny. More importantly, vision gives you endurance. When hardship comes, it is vision that keeps you moving forward. When people don't believe in you, vision whispers that what you see is real, even if it hasn't manifested yet. That's the power of living by vision. You live according to what's possible, not just what's present. So don't ask the world what your future is. Ask your vision. What you see internally is far more powerful than anything happening externally. And when your life aligns with that inner picture, you're no longer guessing your way forward. You're building your future with purpose. Before anything is created, there is always a reason for its existence. Purpose is not an afterthought. It is the original intention behind the creation of a thing. Everything in life exists because someone or something willed it to be. The chair you sit on, the phone in your hand, the building you walk into, none of these exist by chance. They were all made to fulfill a specific function. If this is true for man-made objects, how much more true is it for your life? You are not born randomly. You are not the result of biological luck or coincidence. Long before your body took shape, there was an idea, a plan, a purpose for your life. Purpose is the reason why you exist. It is the cause behind your creation, the original intent that gave rise to your presence on earth. Understanding this is one of the most powerful revelations you can ever embrace. Because once you know that you were created for a reason, you stop living by chance and start living by design. The mistake many people make is thinking they must create their purpose. But in truth, you don't create purpose. You discover it. Just as a manufacturer assigns a purpose to every product before it is made, so too has your Creator assigned you a purpose before you were born. That means your value is inherent. You don't have to prove you are worthy. Your worth is established by your purpose. Your very existence is evidence that the world needs something you carry. When a person does not understand their purpose, they misuse their life. Abuse always follows ignorance of purpose. If you don't know what a thing is for, you will either undervalue it or use it in the wrong way. That's why people jump from relationship to relationship, job to job, trend to trend, because they are trying to find identity without purpose. They look for meaning in titles, applause, or approval, but those things cannot sustain them. Only purpose gives life real meaning. Purpose brings clarity. It simplifies decisions. It informs your relationships. It defines your goals. It sets the standard for how you use your time, talent, and energy. When you understand your purpose, you stop chasing everything and focus on the one thing you were born to do. You don't compete because you know your lane. You don't envy because you understand your role. You don't quit because you know why you started. Purpose also precedes provision. When you walk in your purpose, the resources, people, and opportunities you need will begin to align with your assignment. It doesn't mean everything will be easy, but it does mean everything will be intentional. You'll begin to realize that even your struggles, your failures, and your pain are connected to something bigger. To live without purpose is to exist without direction. But when you discover that you were made with intent, you begin to walk in confidence. You're not just living life, you're fulfilling a mission. And that changes everything. Within every human being lies untapped potential gifts, ideas, passions, and strength that may never be seen by the world unless intentionally developed and released. You were not born empty, you were born full of possibility, full of answers to problems in the world, full of something that was meant to make a difference. The tragedy is not that people are born with nothing. It is that they die having never discovered what was inside them all along. The future is not something you chase after. It is something you uncover from within. Just like an apple seed carries an entire orchard, your life carries a future far greater than what can be seen on the surface. That future isn't stored in some distant time or external place. It is embedded within your design. Every dream, every gift, every desire for purpose is a signal pointing toward what is already in you. But just as a seed needs the right environment, discipline, and care to grow into a tree, the future in you must be cultivated. You were born complete in design, but incomplete in development. That means everything you need to fulfill your future already exists inside you in seed form. Your job is not to beg for it, compete for it, or even imitate others to find it. Your job is to develop it. Talent may come naturally, but fulfillment requires intentional growth. This growth doesn't happen by accident. It requires reflection, discipline, learning, and the courage to walk into unfamiliar territory. Too often, people disqualify themselves from their future because they compare their beginning to someone else's middle. They look outside and feel small. They think, I don't have what it takes. But the truth is, you may not see what's in you because you've never taken the time to dig deep. Diamonds are not found on the surface. They are uncovered through pressure and time. The same is true with your future. Until you go within and start doing the hard work of growth, that treasure will remain hidden. Never underestimate what you carry. You might not see the finished product yet, but the blueprint is there. Your experiences, your background, your skills, none of it is wasted. Even your pain has a purpose. Often the very areas where you've struggled the most are where your greatest impact will come from. Your future is not defined by where you came from, but by what you decide to do with what's already inside you. When you truly believe that your future is internal, you shift from asking for permission to giving yourself direction. You stop waiting for perfect conditions and start moving in faith. You realize that no one else is responsible for unlocking your future but you. You carry within you something the world has never seen before. And the world is waiting. You were born with everything you need to fulfill your purpose. The question is not, do I have what it takes? The real question is, will I take what I have and become who I was meant to be? Potential is a powerful thing, but by itself, it means very little. The world is full of people with talent, dreams, and brilliant ideas who never see their potential realized. Why? Because potential is not enough. Sarah says discipline is what transforms potential into purpose thus. It is the bridge between who you are and who you were born to become. Without discipline, your future remains locked inside of you, intact but inaccessible. Discipline is often misunderstood. It is not about punishment or restriction. True discipline is about training. It is the daily commitment to order your life around your purpose, even when you don't feel like it. It is saying no to distractions so you can say yes to destiny. Talent might open doors, but discipline keeps them open. Passion may get you started, but only discipline will carry you to the finish. Everyone admires greatness, but few are willing to submit to the process that greatness requires. The disciplined person understands that success is not a moment, it's a result of consistent habits. It's built in the dark, in moments of repetition and sacrifice that no one applauds. Discipline doesn't wait for inspiration, it acts out of conviction. It chooses consistency over comfort, growth over ease, and purpose over pleasure. The most gifted athlete will lose to the less talented but more disciplined one. The most intelligent student will be surpassed by the one who consistently studies and sharpens their mind. Why? Because discipline multiplies your effectiveness. It turns scattered potential into focused progress. When you are disciplined, you become dangerous, not because you have more than others, but because you've mastered what you have. Discipline also creates structure, and structure gives freedom. A life without discipline is chaotic, busy, but unproductive, full but unfulfilled. When you lack discipline, you waste time, energy, and opportunity. But when you embrace discipline, your life begins to flow with purpose. Your time gains value. Your actions gain direction. Your goals gain momentum. There will always be distractions. There will always be reasons to quit. Discipline is what helps you stay the course. It keeps your eyes on the vision, your feet on the path, and your heart anchored in commitment. It teaches you to work when you're tired, to show up when it's hard, and to keep going when nothing around you says you should. That's how the future is built, not in a single leap, but in small, disciplined steps taken every day. And here's the truth: the future does not belong to the most talented, the most connected, or the most privileged. The future belongs to the most disciplined. The ones who show up, the ones who prepare in silence, the ones who practice when no one is watching. You were born with incredible potential, but that potential is only the starting point. What you become is determined by your discipline. When you master your habits, you unlock your future. And when you live with discipline, you don't just dream, you build. Every dream begins with desire, but not every dream becomes reality. Many people dream of success, influence, happiness, and impact, but few actually experience it. Why? Because the future does not respond to dreams, it responds to decisions. Dreams can inspire, but decisions transform. Until you decide, your dream remains a wish, floating in the realm of imagination with no power to shape your reality. Decisions are the point of commitment. They are the dividing line between intention and action. You can dream all day long, but until you act with clarity and conviction, nothing changes. The life you desire will not come through passive hope, but through active choice. Every significant outcome in life is the result of a decision. What you do with your time, who you choose to become, what you are willing to sacrifice. These are not random events, they are deliberate steps. Many people avoid decisions because decisions come with responsibility. When you decide, you take ownership of your life. You stop blaming your past, your parents, your circumstances, or society. You begin to say, I am responsible for what happens next. This level of ownership is uncomfortable for some, but it is the gateway to power. Until you accept responsibility, you cannot change your direction. And without change, your future is nothing more than a recycled past. Every day you are making decisions, whether consciously or not. The decision to grow or to stay the same. The decision to pursue purpose or settle for survival. The decision to lead or to follow. Even indecision is a decision. It is the decision to let life happen to you rather than create life through your choices. If you want to change your future, you must first change your decisions. And it is not just about making big, dramatic decisions. The future is built on small, consistent choices. Waking up early to study, choosing discipline over distraction, investing time in learning rather than scrolling through endless noise, choosing relationships that challenge you to grow. These decisions may seem small in the moment, but over time, they create massive impact. The compound effect of daily decisions shapes your destiny. It's also important to understand that clarity comes through commitment. Some people say, I'm waiting for a sign, or I'll act when I'm sure. But life doesn't work that way. Often, it is the act of deciding that brings direction. The moment you commit, your mind sharpens, your vision becomes clearer, and doors begin to open. Faith is not waiting to feel ready, it's choosing to move forward, even when you can't see the whole path. There is nothing wrong with dreaming. In fact, dreaming is necessary, but dreaming without deciding is just delay. Your future is not waiting for another wish, it's waiting for your next decision. Choose to step forward, choose to grow. Choose to grow, choose to become. Because when you decide with intention and follow through with discipline, your dream doesn't just stay in your heart, it starts to live in your reality. the journey to your future is not meant to be walked alone. No matter how gifted, intelligent, or visionary you are, as you will never reach your full potential in isolation. Destiny is always tied to relationships. The right people can accelerate your growth, while the wrong ones can derail your purpose. Your environment shapes your development, and your associations either support your future or sabotage it. One of the greatest revelations you can have is that people are doors. Some open up new levels of thinking, opportunity, and transformation. Others close off your focus, drain your energy, and keep you bound to old patterns. Your future is not only hidden inside of you, it is also connected to who you allow around you. You must be intentional about your relationships, because the voices you consistently listen to are shaping the direction of your life. Surrounding yourself with the right people doesn't mean looking for those who are perfect. It means aligning with those who see your value, speak to your purpose, and push you to grow. Look for people who challenge you, not flatter you. Those who won't let you settle for average. Friends who hold you accountable. Mentors who have walked the road ahead of you, and partners who believe in your calling even when the results aren't visible yet. These are the ones who nourish your future. But this also means you must have the courage to disconnect from those who are not aligned with your purpose. Not everyone who starts with you is meant to stay with you. Some relationships were for a season, not a lifetime. If someone is pulling you away from your values, draining your focus, or keeping you stuck in old habits, it may be time to re-evaluate their access to your life. Love people, yes, but protect your future. You must also understand that you become like those you consistently spend time with. If you walk with the wise, you become wiser. If you surround yourself with visionaries, you start thinking on a higher level. But if your circle is filled with negativity, distraction, and mediocrity, don't be surprised when your life reflects the same. Your environment must match your vision. The truth is, relationships are not neutral. They are either feeding your future or fighting it. That's why discernment is so important. Ask yourself, is this person helping me grow? Do they speak life into my dreams? Do they respect my values and push me to be better? If not, the cost of keeping that relationship may be your destiny. No one succeeds alone. Even the greatest leaders, creators, and thinkers were surrounded by people who helped them rise. You need community, mentorship, and accountability. Don't try to build your future in silence. Find your tribe, those who inspire you, stretch you, and walk with you toward purpose. Because when the right people are in your life, you gain strength, wisdom, and momentum. Your future is too important to entrust to careless relationships. Choose your circle wisely, because your destiny depends on it.